Hello students, good morning to all of you. I hope you have seen my previous video regarding the last lesson in which I have started line by line explanation, and at last I have completed from till this chapter, in this paragraph. So let's start with this. I would not like to repeat the story again and again because I hope you understand it. So let's start from here. So the sentence is I jumped over the bench and sat down at my desk. It means that that is about French. He was very afraid to enter in the class, so he jumped over. It doesn't mean that jumped over, literally jumped over, but he hurried to sat down at my desk, right? Not till then, when I had got a little cover of my fright, did I see that our teacher had on his beautiful green coat, his frilled shirt and the little black silk cap all embroidered that he never wore except on inspection and prize days. I have discussed this, but again I tell you that this time he has noticed that Monsieur Hamel, that he had different kind of attire on this day because he had a frilled shirt and little black cap that is embroidered, and he wore it on the inspection day, or you can say on any special occasions, right? So this can be included in the question of the changes which you have noticed during the story, right? Beside, the whole school seems so strange and solemn. That is the whole school is also looking different because it is strange that all over the day the school was very noisy. You found the noise of the any. I have discussed it before, but today the school is very the atmosphere is very peaceful. But the thing that surprised me the most was to see. So here it is noticed that how to be very clear that he was very surprised with one thing. And what was that one thing? On the back benches that were always empty, the village people sitting quietly like ourselves, right? So the most important thing which was surprised to him was that the village people were sitting at the end of the benches, that is the back benches, which were always empty at the school time. Now, which type of village people were sitting there? Here, these three type of peoples were there. One is old hosser. Hosser is one type of caste in that time. So that is one old hosser with his three-cornered hat. The former mayor, former means पहले का मेयर, उसके अभी जब रिसेंट मेयर से पहले जो मेयर बना था वो फॉर्मर मेयर, द फॉर्मर पोस्टमैन, सेम कंडीशन, फॉर्मर पोस्टमैन भी था, एंड सेवरल अदर्स बिसाइड, दूसरे विलेजर्स भी उनके साथ बैठे थे. So these are the things that this surprised him, the friend, very most. Everybody looked sad. So again, they are looking very sad. Why? And Hauser had brought an old primer. Okay, ये Hauser की बात कर रहा है because they are sitting at the back side. So he would like to sit there only. So he noticed that Hauser had brought an old primer. Old primer का मतलब क्या है? Old primer means the primer in junior classes you had the primers. Primers means the basic things will be given in that book, primary books, right? So that is old primer, which is very old. Now here is the description of that old primer. So thumbed at the edges, right? Thumbed at the edges, and he held. Okay, thumbed at the edges means what? When you it is written that it is an old, So if it is an old, then it is the edges are very dirty and it is thumbed. Thumbed means when see, this is the book, and if you use it very often, then the edges become torn out and it is like this, right? वो मुड़ जाता है. So thumbed at the edges, and he held it open on his knees with his great spectacles lying across the pages. Which what does it mean? मैं आपको दिखाती हूँ कैसे उसने वो बुक पढ़ी थी, पकड़ी थी. तो ये held it open, उसने ओपन बुक रखी थी at his knees, knees के था, और उस पे उसने spectacles अपने रखे थे. So this is the scenario of Hauser, that how he was teaching his great. Okay, here it is done. Okay, यहाँ तक हमारा हुआ था. Let's go further. When I was wondering about it, right? So while I was wondering about it, अभी वो सब कुछ वो देखे ना, वो सब अभी सोचना चाहता था कि यार ये क्या है, exactly क्या हो रहा है. Why he noticed these changes? He noticed that Hamel mounted his chair in the same grave and gentle tone which he had to use to be said. Nice. Okay, यहाँ तक पढ़ते हैं. M. Hamel mounted his chair. Mounted his chair means उसको खींच के उस पे बैठते हैं. And in the same grave. Grave means tone. जो उसका tone है वही tone में gentle tone and with sad. With same grave. Grave means with sadness, right? With sadness and with a gentle tone. Which he had used to be said. उसने start किया, क्या बोलना start किया? My children, this is very important. My children, sorry, what the hell? My children, this is the last lesson I shall give you. Okay, क्या बोल रहे थे बच्चों? ये हमारा last lesson है. The order has come from Berlin to teach only German in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine, right? So you notice there was one notice which was passed by the Persia that in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine, from tomorrow onwards, German language will be taught instead of French language, right? So this was the order which was posted which on a bulletin board at the town hall, and that time French was very hurried to attend the class, that he didn't notice that order, so he passed from there. So this is your last French lesson. I want you to be very attentive. So now teacher is very sad, in a very gentle tone. He is saying that this is my last lecture and last lesson of French language, and from tomorrow onwards, German language will be taught instead of French language. Okay, I hope you understand. So I want you to be very attentive because it is his last lecture, so he wants everyone to understand what he is going to say, right? So next. What a thunderclap these words were to me. Now look at here. This sentence is, this is the exclamatory sentence. Now, it expresses the feeling of French, that what a thunderclap. Thunder, you know that. Thunder means lightning. Clap means thunder, lightning वाला जो feeling आता है. This words to me. कोई ऐसी बिजली कड़की हो, वैसा उसको लगा. This word. Oh, the wretches! That was that they had put up at the town hall. Oh, the wretches! Wretches मतलब जो वहाँ पे जो लोग हैं उसको उसने wretches बुलाया है कि that was that they had put up at the town hall. So वो जो जर्मन और जो पर्शियन लोग हैं उसको उन्होंने ये टाउन हॉल पर लगाया था. My last lesson. Why? Okay, he was very stunned, right? बहुत stunned हो गया है that what is going on. He was not understanding. I hardly knew how to write. अभी feeling is changed for France, right? Before one sentence, before the 2-3 sentence of M. Hamel, he was thinking that French, he didn't want to go to school and didn't want to learn the French language. And suddenly, within 1 second, after hearing the words that this is the last French lesson, his mindset is changed, his attitude is changed, and he started blaming or telling himself that I hardly knew how to write. I should never learn anymore. Right? वो अपने आप से बात कर रहा है. I must stop there then. Oh, how sorry I was for not learning my lesson for seeking. Okay, here it is. So how sorry? Here it doesn't mean that literally he is saying sorry. How sorry means he is feeling gratitude. Sorry. उसको थोड़ा फील हो रहा है regret, right? Not gratitude. He feel regret that how I was not for not learning lessons, French lesson, instead of for seeking big birds, eggs, going sliding on the sand, right? Now, in my previous video for introduction and outline of the story, I noticed and I have told you about the Sar river. There was a river, and right now also this river you can find there in France. That river, that there at the edges of the river there is a sliding slope, right? So sliding slopes at the edge of the river. So that time he would like to go for sliding on the Sar river. So he feels sorry or he feels regret for not attending and learning the lessons. My books that had seemed such a nuisance a while ago. I told you कि पहले उसको ये सब अच्छा नहीं लगता था, right? He didn't like it. So heavy to carry because now this is the feeling of the students that the books are so heavy. And which book? The grammar and my history of saints. This history book for old friends now that I couldn't give up. And Mr. Hamel too. Okay, so right now this all things looks like his old friends, and I couldn't give up. उनको मैं छोड़ नहीं सकता. And M. Hamel too. M. Hamel को भी मैं नहीं छोड़ सकता. Before that, the feeling for the feeling for the teacher and feeling for the class was different. And right now, after one sentence, last lesson, his feeling is also was going to change. The idea that he was going to away, that I should never see him again. Why? Why this is all changed? Because the word last says everything. That it seems that he would never see him again. Made me forget all about his ruler and how cranky he was. Right. So right now he forgot everything about that. What are his opinions and what are his experiences before that, and how he think about his teacher. And right now he is also forget all the things, and he is saying that poor man, right? Poor man is not literally poor, but bichara, lachar man. He was in honor of his last lesson that he had put on his fine Sunday clothes. Now he come to know that why the school looks like that, why the teacher was having a different attire. So now he understands that everything was going to clear in his mind, in Fran's mind, that why teacher was very calm, why village people came there, and why they were sitting at the back benches, and why Moinser Hamel, right? वो जो Moinser Hamel है, वो क्यों ये new attire which was he used to wear on any occasions, right? So because this was the last lesson. Now I understand. Here I told you that why the old man of the village was sitting there in the back of the room. It was because they were sorry, right? Because they were sorry. It doesn't mean that sorry means here they are feeling regretting, right? That they had not gone to school. Why? वो लोग क्यों sorry बोल रहे हैं या क्यों regret कर रहे हैं? Because they villagers, they had not gone to school more. उन्होंने school नहीं गए, or it was their way of thanking our master for his 40 years of faithful service. Now, this little mind is thinking, this French little mind is thinking that what exactly scenario and what is the meaning of the villagers that they came to the school. The first thing, maybe they were sorry because they had not gone to school, or maybe this is the way of thanking our master Moinser Hamel for his 40 years of faithful service. Now, faithful means dutiful service, honest service of showing, or maybe they are showing that respect for the country that was there no air, showing that respect for the country that was there no more. अभी वो उसकी उन लोगों की कंट्री अभी बची नहीं है because it is given to the Persia. Okay, going further, I hope you understand till that. Okay, next. While I was thinking of all these, I heard my name called. Now see, he was sitting in the class, but so many thoughts and so many ideas and what is the exactly thing he was observing. One characteristic of the French you can find here that he is very good observer. बहुत अच्छा observer उनको बोल सकते हो आप, तो आप वो भी उसमें आंसर में लिख सकते हो. When I was thinking of all these, I heard my name called. Suddenly he heard his name. It was my turn to recite, right? Right? Recite means to repeat. That is, I told you in my previous lecture also, audiolingual technique. Audiolingual technique means what? Teacher make you to repeat it for remembering anything, right? So today is the class of participles, rules of participles. Now it's French turn to recite the rules. Now, but what is the thing that is going on still in his mind? What would I not have given to be? Okay. What would I not have given to be able to say that dreadful rule for the participle all through very loud and clear and without one mistake? It means dreadful मतलब थोड़ा difficult जो rule था वो participle का rules के बारे में बात करें. What would I not given to be able? Means he had tried a lot to remember and to speak loud and clear without one mistake. Okay, but at the time of speaking, I got mixed up on the first word, right? And stood there. Okay, first word. यहाँ पर. Okay, sometimes this happened with the students that the whole day they were practicing and they were reciting and they were speaking and gave practice to the parents and siblings, but at the time of speaking on the stage or when in the class, when the teacher asks you from the first sentence, they start mistakes, right? Or maybe they forgot the first sentence, and if you don't remember the first line or the first turn, the rest will go away, right? So the rest you cannot speak. So same happened with this French also. He got mixed up on the first word and stood there. Okay, he couldn't speak the first word, holding on my desk, right? So that is also one image of Moinser Hamel, that he is very strict, and so that's why he was holding his desk. My heart was beating so fast, not daring to look up. He even unable to look up to the teacher's eye. Okay, I heard Mr. Hamel say to me. Okay, Mr. Hamel said that I won't scold you, little. Just okay. I won't scold you, little Fran. You must feel bad enough. Okay. Today, the Moinser Hamel's reply and his behavior is also changed, right? He was not like before. I won't scold you. I will not scold you. You must feel bad enough, right? You himself feeling bad. So there is no need to scold you. See how it is. Now see what is going on. Every day we have said to ourselves, okay? Every day we are talking to ourselves, blah, blah, I have plenty of time, right? So every day we are saying that we have plenty of time, right? This is the excuse of each and every, not even your mine also. I have plenty of time. I will learn it tomorrow. Okay. So this is a very important, you can say, the lines that the Winsor Hamel said that I have plenty of time. I will learn it tomorrow. In my lecture, I also gave one proverb that कल करे सो आज करे सो अब, right? So जो काम हम कल पे छोड़ देते हैं उसको आप अब करना चाहिए. That is the lesson that is Winsor Hamel is going to tell us, that we don't delay on tomorrow, right? Don't live on tomorrow, live in present. Okay? Now you see where we have come out. Now you can see that what is going on right now, right? That's the great trouble with the ulcer. Okay? And he was also talking about ulcer. Ulcer के बारे में भी बात कर रहे हैं वो लोग. Now, what is that ulcer? Ulcer means they are talking about the whole country people. See, boots of learning till tomorrow. The whole ulcer, the people, the villagers of ulcer hold boots of learning tomorrow. Now, those fellows out there, those fellows means इसके बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. Those fellows means the Persian, the German जो आ गए हैं. Those fellows out there will have the right to sail. Now they will tell you that how it is. You pretend to be Frenchman and you pretend, very important line, you pretend to be Frenchman and yet you can neither speak nor write your own language, but you are not the worst. Okay, यहाँ तक है, यहाँ तक हम देखते हैं. Now those fellows will give you taunt, right? They will give you taunt that how it is you pretend to be a Frenchman. आप कैसे अपने आप को, how can you call yourself as a Frenchman when you are not able to speak French or you are not able to write French? Then your own mother tongue, if you are unable to speak, then how can you say like that I am a Frenchman? If I am unable to speak my Gujarati, then how can anybody call me as a Gujarati? If you are unable to speak any of your mother tongue, then you cannot be called as your language, as your areas, right? According to your mother tongue, right? But you are not the worst, poor little man. But तू इतना worst नहीं है. We have all a great deal to reproach ourselves with. Reproach means that disappoint, right? You not only you, but we all are great deal to reproach ourselves with, right? हम लोग भी उसमें शामिल हैं. Your parents were not anxious enough to have you learn, right? So it is not only you, but he is telling that who are the responsible for not learning and speaking French language? First of all, your parents, right? Your parents were not anxious. Anxious means curious नहीं थे या आपको इतना pressure नहीं डाला to have you learn, right? कभी बार parents हमें pressure डालते हैं that conscious होते हैं for the teaching of language. They prefer to put you to work on farm or mills so as to have a little money. Now, क्या करते थे वो लोग? So they told you to work on farm and mills for a little bit more money. So this is not only you are not only responsible, but your parents, and this is very important that he himself also telling that I am also responsible, that I have been to blame also. That he is not only blaming his parents and everybody's parents and the villagers, but he is also blaming himself. Have I not often sent you to water my flowers instead of learning your lesson? And when I wanted to go fishing, did I not just give you holiday? Now, very good thing. Okay, he is also blaming himself that he is telling that sometimes I told you to water my flowers instead of learning, and when I wanted to go for fishing, I told you to have holiday, so that I went for fishing. So this is their personal issues are also there, and he is also blaming himself. Okay. Then, from one thing to another, Moinsel Hamel went on to talk of the French language. Okay, यहाँ तक बात करने के बाद he started to talking about the French language. Okay, उसने French language के बारे में बात किया that he is praising the French language. उसको French language के बारे में बात करते it was the most beautiful language. ओके, मैं यहाँ पे आपको दिखाती हूँ. यहाँ पे एक पूरा मैप दिया है. दिस इज द मैप ऑफ फ्रांस, एंड हियर एट द बॉर्डर ऑफ द फ्रांस यू कैन फाइंड दिस इन द जर्मनी, एंड यू कैन फाइंड दैट द Lorraine and Alsace. I told you that they are at the edge, at the border. So this area was given to the Persian. So I hope you understand. Let's continue with that. That the French is a beautiful language in the world, the clearest, right? Then he is giving the clear picture of the French language, that how is the language is. The most beautiful language in the world, the clearest language in the world, the most logical, and that we must guard it among us and never forget. That's why we have to guard it. Guard means we have to protect it among us, at least among us, so that we can guard them, we can protect them. Because when a people were enslaved, okay, here one example is given. Example यहाँ पे दिया है. When the people were enslaved, enslaved means किसी ने आपको we are the enslaved of Britishers, right? So enslaved means आप किसी के slaved, मतलब I don't remember the Gujarati word, but it is enslaved means किसी के slavery में आ जाते हो आप. As long as they hold fast to their language, it is as if they had the key to their prison, right? किसी prison में enslave कर देते हैं आपको. And that time, if you know, hold fast means if you have the knowledge and if you have the power of your mother tongue, okay, आपके power होगा आपके mother tongue का आपके पास, then that can be that language, the power of language can become the key to their prison. Okay, मतलब अगर आपको लैंग्वेज पता होगा, आपको मदर टंग पता होगी, then that can be the key to be free from that slavery. Okay, then he opened a grammar, right? उसके बाद उसने अपनी ग्रामर की एक बुक ओपन की and read us our lesson, और हमारा एक lesson read किया. I was amazed to see how well I understood it. Now again you can see that right now I would like to tell you something about this law of attraction. Right here, this sentence is saying the law of attraction. If you have read the book Rhonda Byron's The Secret, so in that secret book, and whenever you just go on Google and write down the law of attraction, I'm giving the little bit information of law of attraction. I really believe in that, and you also started believing after hearing my this information. Law of attraction means what? You are attracting something towards yourself, whether it is a positive or negative, good or bad. Okay, just do this one activity at your home, and you feel that this law of attraction is working. Okay, start saying for 3 to. I am not saying you. You have to do it at your home. Start saying one thing for 2-3 times at your home. Negative. Okay. I give you an example. My head is paining. Start saying 2, 3, 4, 5 times to yourself. Oh, my head is paining. Right now your head is not paining, but after speaking this 5 or 6 times, it started paining. Why? Because this is law of attraction, whether you believe it or not. But I believe in it or believe it. When you think that this person is very good and you have a positive impression in your mind, everything will look good in him. You can see good in him. But if there is so much negativity, someone has told you so much negative things about that person from the first meeting, so that time whatever he is saying, everything looks negative, everything is not accepting you. because there is a negativity. So you are that is the attraction that you are taking from it. So this is law of attraction is also work. Before that, he had a very bad impression and very bad idea of Moinsen Hammer. But right now, he was amazed to see that how well I understood it. Because right now he is thinking that this is the person, that this, the idea, the mindset, the experience, everything is changed. That's why he was very happy that he was understanding what his teacher is saying. So the law of attraction is that attract the positive things. Think positive. Whatever the if there is a negativity, think positive things in that person. Okay, don't concentrate on negative things. Right? Whatever people are saying about the person, don't think on it. Understand it, experience it, and then believe. Right? Don't jump over the other words. Right? So I hope law of attraction is very important. If you right now, if you think that law of attraction that I want this score in my 12th standard, and if you do the efforts and if you have that hard work, then you definitely get that score. Okay, I have a movie also that is the 14 wishes. Right? You just go on and Google the movie that the 14 wishes. I forgot the director's name. 14 wishes वाला एक movie है. You just go and watch it. It is for teenagers also. आप लोगों के लिए ही है. Then how he attracts all the dreams in his life and how the famous line of that is Shah Rukh Khan that किसी चीज को आप दिल से चाहो तो पूरी कायनात उसे मिलाने में आपके साथ जुड़ जाती है. Something like that, something that, right? So this is the thing, when you want something, पूरी दुनिया पूरा God आपके पास आ जाता है. When you want it literally, when you want it from your heart, right? So this is okay. To come back to our life, I was amazed to see how well I understood it. All he said seemed so easy, so easy. Now he's very happy that how can it happen? That before that I could not understand what the teacher was talking, but right now I understood everything. So easy, so easy. It is exclamatory mark. I think too that I had never listened so carefully. This is the mistake that he was doing all the time, that I was not listening so carefully. In my first introductory lecture, I told you that any language to learn, you have to learn the listening skill, right? If you listen carefully, you can learn any language. And that he had never explained everything with so much patience. Okay, so he is very smart. Franz is very smart. He is saying that not only me, but teacher is today was also explaining very patiently. Right now, teacher will be अच्छी तरह से पढ़ा रहा है, इसलिए याद रह रहा है. So is not only telling himself but about teacher also. He seemed almost as if the poor man wanted to give us all the news before the storm, right? So the poor man wanted to give us all he knew before going away. The poor man, again I told you, it's not a poor, but it's today is a sad man, right? So poor man wanted to give us all he knew before going away. बेचारा ये पूरा सब कुछ हमें आज के दिन सब कुछ देना चाहता है, सब नॉलेज देना चाहता है, and put it all into our head at one stroke. एक ही स्ट्रोक में पूरा नॉलेज हमको देना चाहता है, but it's not possible at all. After the grammar, यहाँ पे भी आपको पता है कि ग्रामर सेक्शन के बाद राइटिंग स्किल भी आती है, पूरा सेक्शंस होते हैं स्किल्स के. After the grammar, we had a lesson in writing. Okay, writing का lesson आता है. That day, Moinsen Hamel had new copies for us, written in a beautiful round hand. Beautiful round hand. Okay, beautiful round hand. France, Alsace, France, Alsace. पूरी एक कॉपीज एक भी बहुत सारी कॉपीज लेके आया है वो. And that is the grammar topic की कॉपीज है. And that is written France, Alsace, France, Alsace, right? They look like a little flag floating everywhere in the schoolroom, hung from the rod at the top of our desk. Now see, his is a very good thinker. I really like this France. France मुझे बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है because that he is thinking that he is very imaginary. And also telling about the characteristic of the this is narrator, that is the France, that he is also imaginary. Imagine कैसे किया आपने कि क्या imagine कर रहा है, what he was imagining. So when he was distributing, Weinzel-Hammer was distributing his copies, right? जो copies distribute कर रहा था, that time they look like means the copies look like floating flags. Floating flags means हवा में जैसे उड़ रहे हैं ना flag. Everywhere in the school में जैसे floating flags उड़ रहे हैं, hang from the road at the top of our desk. हमारी जो desk की top है वहाँ पे वो फ्लोटिंग हो रहा है. फ्रांस का फ्लैग जैसे फ्लोट हो रहा है. नाउ व्हाट टू डू यार, एग्जैक्टली एवरीथिंग इज गॉन. अब अभी आपके हाथ में कुछ भी नहीं है, बट ही इज इमेजिन दैट फ्रांस का फ्लैग यहाँ से फ्लोटिंग हो रहा है. You ought to have seen how everyone sat to work and how quiet it was. आपको देखना चाहिए था कि there is difference, that everybody is so quiet and everybody was on a set to work, right? Writing hai to writing skills you are the students were very busy in writing. The only sound was scratching the pens over the paper. Okay, जो pin drop silence था, only the pen और scratching का जो writing करते समय जो आवाज आती है, so that was also that was the only sound that he could have heard, right? Once some beetles flew in. Beetles means one type of bees. एक bees mosquitoes मतलब bees flies बोल सकते हो. So flew in, but nobody paid any attention to them. Not even the very good thing. But nobody paid any attention to them. Not even the littlest ones. Okay. Now imagine this scene in your class. You're writing your writing section is going on, and suddenly one bee is entered in your class. There is a pin drop silence, and you know that this is the nature and this is the mindset of the students, and the students can divert very easily, right? आपको divert अच्छी तरह से कर सकते हो, right? आप अपने आप को भी divert कर सकते हो, right? बच्चे जल्दी divert हो जाते हैं. That is what I am telling you, right? So, but that time when something entered in your class, you suddenly stop writing and you just look at see that you not only you told your friends and one time the whole class was paying attention on the leaves, right? So flies होते हैं उस पे attention आ जाता है, you forgot to write. So this is the scenario normally usually happened in each and every class, but today nobody paid any attention to them, not even the littlest one. चलो आप लोग तो बड़े हो तो नहीं कर सकते, but the littlest one मतलब जो छोटे छोटे बच्चे थे वो उन्होंने भी ध्यान नहीं दिया. Who worked right on pressing that fish hook as if that was right. So they are also writing on their writing sections. So copies में writing कर रहे थे and they are fish hook, right? जैसे not fish hook as if that was French. फ्रेंच में जैसे ट्रेसिंग कर रहे हैं ना बच्चे लोग, कैसे ट्रेसिंग करते हैं, they don't know how to write French, but still they are writing standing line, sleeping line and everything. On the roof, the pigeon cooed very low, and I thought, again, he's a very visionary also, right? Imaginary and visionary. On the roof of the pigeon roof, the pigeon cooed very low. Pigeon भी कैसे करने लगा? Cooed करा मतलब he made one noise and that was very low. And I thought to myself, and मैंने सोचा, will they make them sing in German, even the pigeons? अबे ये लोग भी pigeons को जर्मन में singing करने के लिए बोल देंगे. So now how thoughtful and how what are the effects you found in French? It was a deep effect on the French. Okay. Whenever I looked up from my writing, I saw Weinzel-Hammer sitting motionless in his chair and gazing first at one thing, then at another, as if. Okay, यहाँ तक करते हैं. Okay, yeah, this is the habit of a student. When you are writing something, you like to see the teacher, that what your teacher is doing and what others are doing. So the same happened with friends. Friends also was looking at the Moinsen Hamel, and he was very motionless and sitting and gazing. Gazing here means staring, right? So when you stare something first and one thing and the other, staring for while staring means with the staring he was thinking something else, gazing. So when you have a deep stare, right, at one thing then the other, as if he wanted to fix in his mind just how everything looked in that little school room, right? As if he wanted to fix everything in his mind. इसको ऐसा लग रहा है कि सब कुछ मैं मेरा fix कर दूं. Fancy means surprise, right? Exclamatory mark. For 40 years he had been there in the same place. Just imagine, यार. 40 years आप एक ही स्कूल में पढ़ा रहे हो, then the feeling and the experience of that teacher nobody can imagine, that with his garden outside the window and his class in front of him. मैंने बताया था कि कहाँ पे उसका पूरा क्लासरूम था, उसके बाहर एक गार्डन भी था in front of that. Just like that, only the desks and the benches had been worn. Everything is just what was the 40 years before. Only the desks and benches had been worn smooth, right? Worn up, worn का मतलब क्या है? Worn out पहनते हो jeans, yeah? There was the type of jeans that is called worn out. Worn out means when you wear so many times that it is worn out, right? Worn out हो जाता है. So that is, so desk and benches 40 years पुरानी है. So that's why that is worn out. The walnut tree in the garden were taller. Obviously nature में क्या changes आया होगा? Walnut tree है वो पूरा taller हो गया है. And hope pine that is one type of plant which grew through the walls के wall के साथ जो plant होता है, that is the hope pine, that he planted himself twined above the window to the roof, right? वो कहाँ तक पहुंच गई है? रूफ तक, राइट? जो बेल होती है, राइट, वो होप पाइन पूरा रूफ तक, that covered the whole class with the hope pine. How it must have broken his heart to leave it all, poor man. It's really very sad, and how the Moinsen Hamel is very sad and broken. And what the other thing that he heard, to hear his sister moving about in the room above packing that trunk. अभी स्कूल के ऊपर ही उसका पूरा घर था. So that time his sister was packing all his luggage and all his सब पूरा उसका लगेज था वो, that trunks means पूरी big जो लगेज बैग्स आती है उसमें ट्रंक्स आते हैं. पहले के जमाने में ट्रंक्स होते हैं स्टील के या something like that. So उसमें वो भरती थी. For they must leave the country next, because उनको country छोड़ना है. Now here the country is not France country. Here the country is that is the village side, right? So village को out of country में village को country side बोलते हैं. That is the rural side. But he had the courage to hear every lesson to the very last, right? But still, you can imagine the mindset and the experience and the behavior and the whole scenario of Moinsen Hamel. Okay, so in this manner, is anybody able to hear all the answers of the student? Okay, आप पूछो कि स्कूल का लास्ट डे है और टीचर अभी लास्ट डे में आपके आंसर पढ़ सकते हैं. Maybe not or maybe yes, but here the Moinsen Hamel has a courage to hear every lesson. So आज सब lesson सुनना था. After the writing we had a lesson in history. उसके बाद हमारा कौन सा lesson था? History का lesson था. And then the babies chanted, right? उसके बाद babies means the all who are sitting, the villagers and the children, सब आ गए. Chanted their babi babu bo. Okay, so this is the alphabets of language. वो start करेंगे repetition. हम लोग repetition करवाते. Down there at the back of the room, अभी उसके बैक ऑफ द रूम, जो बैक बेंचेस पे जो बैठे थे, दैट इज द ओल्ड ऑफिसर, हैड पुट ऑन हिज स्पेक्टिकल्स, उन्होंने अपने स्पेक्टिकल्स पहन लिए हैं, होल्डिंग हिज प्राइमर, प्राइमर मैंने बोला था कि जो प्राइमरी अल्फाबेट, जो प्राइमरी लैंग्वेज, कोई भी लैंग्वेज अगर सीखनी हो तो प्राइमर लेना पड़ता है, सो दैट इज द प्राइमरी स्टडी, प्राइमरी लैंग्वेज, sorry, primary information was given in that in both hands. वो उसने old primer पकड़ा था, spell the letters with them, वो भी बा बी बू बा बू बोलने लगा था. You should see that he too was crying. आपको देखना चाहिए था कि वो भी crying कर रहा था. How can you see that he was crying from his voice, right? उसका voice क्या हो रहा था? Trembled. Trembled means shivering. When you are crying, that your voice is also trembled. So he was crying, but at the same time he was also spelled the letters भी spell कर रहा था. That's why his voice was shivering or trembled with emotions. उसको भी emotions आ गए थे. And he was so funny to hear him that okay, after all he is a very small boy. वो बच्चा है तो उसमें भी उसको funny कुछ नजर आया. So it was so funny to hear him that we all wanted to laugh and cry. Okay, तो वो उसको funny लगा थोड़ा कि that he was crying and speaking, so his voice was trembled and shivered, and it looked like that they all wanted to laugh and cry both. How well I remember it, that last lesson. Okay, अभी तक मुझे वो last lesson याद है. Okay. All at once the church clock struck 12. Okay. Itna much. All of a sudden the church clock struck 12. Okay. In church, if you visit church, that you find one bell is there. In any church there is one bell. It struck in European countries and in Western countries, out of countries, that the church have one bell, and they struck 3 times and very other times also. Don't want to discuss that one, but this is the important thing which I discussed. Then the Angelus, okay, at the same moment that okay, ये पूरा यहाँ पे समझाते हैं. I will discuss it. All at once the church clock struck 12. Then the Angelus. Right now, what is Angelus? Angelus is one type of prayer for Roman Catholics, that the Catholics are doing prayers of Angelus. In this prayer, that they have to do the Hail Mary for 3 times, right? Which times? 3 times, in the morning, noon, and at the dusk, right? 3 times bell bajta hai, morning, noon, and dusk. So in these 3 times, you have to speak, you have to pray the Angelus prayer, and this Angelus prayer you have to pray Hail Mary for 5 times or 6 times. So this is the church clock struck 12, और ये पूरा स्कूल बंद होने का टाइम हुआ है. At the same moment, the trumpets of the Persian. Now, what is the trumpets? Trumpets आपको पता होना चाहिए. ये you just go. I don't have the picture right now, but trumpets वो military men और वो जो out of country में भी trumpets होते हैं, so वो बजाते हैं. Returning from the drill, वो लोग drill से वापस आ गए हैं. Sounded under our windows, right? Moinselhammer stood up very pale. वो पूरा stood up very pale. बहुत pale. Pale means very weak. That is a very heavy, blemished face. Blemished face means mixed of white and yellow face. ना अगर आप sad हो तो आपके face पर से पता चल जाता है कि he is a very sad person, very pale. In his chair, I never saw him look so tall, right? So again, you can see here that I am really very impressed with this guy, Franz. I never saw him look so tall. Now look at here. From last 40 years, he was teaching here, and nobody has noticed. At least this Franz had never noticed him that he was too. He looked so tall, right? ये पूरा लिटरली अगर मीनिंग ले रहे हो तो हम ये बोल सकते हैं कि फ्रांस को आज टीचर बहुत लंबे लगे, मे बी कि अगर पहले उसका क्लास में ध्यान नहीं था इसलिए. और दूसरा टॉल का मीनिंग आप ये भी ले सकते हो that I never saw him look so tall. So tall means today I am feeling respect for उसको आज अपनी रिस्पेक्ट आ रही है टीचर के साथ कि I saw him look so tall कि मुझे आज बहुत बड़े लग रहे हैं, बड़े मतलब बहुत बड़े आदमी लग रहे हैं, that you give respect to them. Okay, my friend said, he said, my friend started speaking his last word. He said, my friend, I. Now here you can see the dad, but something chocked him, he could not go on, right? So when there was a mixed feeling and you want to give any lines or you want to give any message and want to give any speech, that time you could not speak because your voice is chopped up, you were trembling, and there are mixed feelings. So he started but could not go on. Then he turned to the blackboard. So what he did, he took the help of blackboard, उसने blackboard का help किया, took a piece of chalk and bearing on with all his might, he wrote as large as he could. जितना हो सके उतना large उसने लिखा. Viva la France, right? Vive la France. So this is the French word Vive la France, which means long live France, right? So वो उसने लिखा. Then he stopped and leaned his head against the wall. And then after he leaned means वो wall पे थोड़ा अपना सीट पटक के बैठ गया. And without a word he bid, and he did speak. He was unable to speak a single word and made a gesture to his hand that the school is dismissed. You can go, right? So he even didn't able to speak a single word after the saying that we will have France, right? So live long, long live France. So this is the story. I hope you understand, and these are the questions answers. I hope you understand. Okay. मैं आपको पूरा वो दे दूंगी, व्हाट आर द क्वेश्चन आंसर, वो पूरा है वो आपको मैं एक पीपीटी दे दूंगी, तो उसमें से आप क्वेश्चन आंसर कर लेना. And in our September's unit test, please prepare all the question answers, small, and that is the essay type questions and one word substitute. सब कुछ आपको करना है. And if you don't understand anything, please let me know and comment below so that we can have further understanding, more understanding in it. I hope you understand. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Stay safe. Stay